hunting. Yes, remember, most of you have opted to come here on what we call the tourist visa, to do what we call the job searching on your own, in your own profession, in your own preference. Yes, in today's video, I want to share you some of the very important tips that definitely you can use if you are coming on a tourist visa. How can you use that visa promptly, better way, to make sure that you can find a sponsor or even find what we call a company that can definitely be able to hire you or convert your visa from the tourist visa to what we call a work visa. Most of you have been asking me questions. Yes, how can you use what you call the tourist visa to do what you call job hunting? Yes, remember, most of you have opted to come here on what we call the tourist visa, to do what we call the job searching on your own, in your own profession, in your own preference. Yes, in today's video, I want to share you some of the very important tips that definitely you can use if you are coming on a tourist visa. How can you use that visa promptly, better way, to make sure that you can find a sponsor or even find what we call a company that can definitely be able to hire you or convert your visa from the tourist visa to what we call a work visa. By the way, is it your first time to come across Mexcreationtv? Don't hesitate to follow, subscribe, share for more of these very interesting videos regarding living in Qatar, navigating through what you call the intricacies of the law and the very common things that definitely you can be able to live and share, or that can help you to live in this small Gulf country. Yes, let us try to look at how can you use what you call the tourist visa to do what you call job hunting. Most of you have been asking me that kind of complex question, but in my own opinion or in my own experience, I'm going to share you a small brief of what I prepared for you and what definitely the strategies that definitely I myself used when I was able to move to this country in one or the other. Yes, when we look at using what you call a tourist visa for job hunting, it is possible. However, something that definitely you should understand is what you call the legal and what you call the practical consideration that you must understand to navigate the whole system safely and what you call smartly. Yes, something that's very important of all, you need to understand a tourist visa. You need to understand what is your tourist visa entitles you to. What does it give you to, or what does it entitle you? Understand what it allows you to do. That is one. Yes, remember, most of the tourist visa or the family visas allows you to stay in Qatar temporarily. Yes, it does not allow you to work and or even receive salary. So what does it mean? That you can attend interviews, network and explore job opportunities. However, for you to start earning salary or even start working, you must have what we call a work permit, meaning that that work permit can only be got when you have your tourist visa is being converted into what we call the work visa in that regard. Then two, knowing what we call the legal boundaries. Yes, what is a visa or a tourist visa allowed to do, or what does it allow you to do according to what we call the legal boundaries. Those legal boundaries we are looking at: searching for jobs, attending interviews. Yes, your visa allows you to search for jobs, attending interviews, then also meeting companies and what we call the recruiters that are willing to hire you. However, in the other side, it is not allowing you to do this. One, working without what we call a work permit, also being paid for any service, and also staying beyond what you call the visa expiry. So that is what you call the VIST visa. It allows you to go for interviews, but however, it will not allow you to start work before you get what we call a work permit. And most of you have made mistakes regarding to that situation. Immediately you get an interview, before even your work permit is being converted to, then you immediately rush into the employer to start working. This employer is going to use you without paying you, because he definitely knows what you are not entitled to as regarding to what you call the visa type. That is definitely shouldn't understand. However, still something that you should understand, that working while on a tourist visa is illegal and can lead to what we call detention, fines, and even deportations. Most of you will agree that is something that definitely should understand. Let us try to look at what are the steps for job hunting on what we call a tourist visa. Yes, in case you've come into this country on a tourist visa, what are those some of very important steps that definitely you can follow or use to do what we call the job hunting? Yes, one of them is applying on what you call online, apply through what you call the Qatar visa portal. Yes, you can get on arrival depending to what you call your nationality. Yes, remember most of the common durations of these visas is 30 days, but it can be extendable to more 30 days, which can give you a total of what you call 60 days. But however, this is going to depend on what you call the nationality. Also, most of you will agree with me. Yes, step 2. You need to prepare for what you call the job search before arrival. Most of you made a very big mistake, that you are coming into the country, but you do not even have what you call an updated CV that is going to help you look for the jobs. We have websites like the Indeed profiles, applying for jobs on Byte.com, Gulf Talent, Indeed, Qatar. We have LinkedIn jobs. So definitely, that will be the only possible websites or ways that you can be able to portray and find a job. Then also we look at step number 3, where you need to do what you call networking and attending interviews. Most of you have come here thinking that you've come on the visa and the job is going to find you on the silver plate. Yes, you need to move door to door and you need to go for interviews. However, in the case of going for interview, you need to have that CV and you can be able to explain yourself thoroughly well for this person to be able to understand you, or for this person to be able to give you that kind of job in any way or the other. Then we look at step 2, we look at step 4, that we are to securing a job offer. Yes, once you secure what you call a job offer, or once you get to that job offer, depending on the company that's going to hire you, then the company should be able to apply for you what we call a work visa, or what you call the employment visa for you. Yes, handle your visa conversion and what we call sponsorship transfer. It is that company that is responsible to be able to do that. Let us try to look at number 4. When you look at number 4, converting a tourist visa to work visa, yes, you cannot directly convert what you call a tourist visa to what you call a work visa inside Qatar. However, there is a common process for you are supposed to follow. Let's say, for example, you come on a tourist visa and you get a new sponsor or you get a new offer. There is another process that for you need to follow for your visa to be converted to what you call the work visa. Yes, one of the things is that you need to first exit Qatar. After a tourist visa ends, you need to exit Qatar. Then the employer will process for you what you call a new work visa when you are outside Qatar, so that you can be able to make re-entry into Qatar. Then re-enter Qatar under what you call a new employment visa into the country. However, something that you need to understand, that some employer may arrange in-country transfer, but it requires what you call special approval by what you call the Ministry of Labor, and also what you call the immigration. Then let us try to look at another, that is manage your visa time wisely. Yes, apply for the job early in your stay. Consider extending the visa if it is needed. In case for those people that have not been able to get the visa in time, you can extend more 30 days of that visa to be able to look for the job in one way or the other. Then also we look at avoiding overstaying and also paying attention to what you call the expiry date of what you call your visa. However, something that you should be cautious of is do not pay what you call recruitment fees or large recruitment fees. Most of you being into the country, or you come on a tourist visa, but you're being scripted or you're being scammed by most of the recruiters here, that you ended up paying large sums of money or large sums of fees for that regard. However, something that also you need to understand, if the company is going to hire you, then you need to verify what you call the company registration through what you call the Qatar Ministry of what you call Commerce and Industry. Verify. Most of these companies in Qatar have what you call the CR number. They also have what you call telephone numbers that are linked to their website. You can check on the website and always. Then also something that definitely should understand is that always insist on what we call a written job offer and what we call sponsorship. So I'm outlining the best thing that definitely can help you to move and have what you call the visa, converting what you call the visa into what you call the working visa. However, let me try to summarize for you. Yes, let me give you a little bit of my summary regarding to how definitely can a tourist visa, or how you can do what you call job hunting using what you call a tourist visa. Number one, let us try to look at the activity, and let us try to look at if this visa is allowed to, or if is it allowed, is this activity allowed on a tourist visa. Let's say, for example, you are going to do job searching. Can you do job searching using a tourist visa? Yes, you can do job searching using what you call a tourist visa. Yes, can you attend interviews using a tourist visa? Yes, you can attend interviews in Qatar using what you call a tourist visa. Yes, can you work? Can you start working or do trial work on a tourist visa? No, you are not allowed. It's against the law. Yes, can you get paid using a tourist visa? No, it is against the law. And that's why most of you, I told you that you find some employer that may hire you during that period. If in any case, which I don't call for, they don't give you anything, or according to your agreed, there's no way you can definitely have to report them in any way or the other. Yes, also, we look at converting work visa to what we call work permit. Yes, it is possible depending on the company that's going to hire you. However, to some situations, you will need to first do what you call an exiting, or you need to first exit. Then the new sponsorship visa or work visa will be sent to you after by what you call your sponsor, your company. Then you can be able to return into the country. Hope I've tried to share something for you. For the person who was asking me about job hunting using what you call it, that's my own experience, and I was trying to share you a few of the things that definitely should understand, and a few major, very important points that will guide you to make sure that you can be able to find that good company sponsor